Uh-oh. We went and got a new opening. How about that? We are big time
Looks
now.
good, Sean. Looks good. I'm going to give you a move, Sean.
It's pretty funny. Like, we got all this, we're all over the place. And once again, if you're watching here, we're all over. This is One Hit Wonders episode 2, a Let 'Em Run Thursday night exclusive. Or one horse wonders, right? What are we calling it?
One horse wonders.
One horse wonders.
Yep.
I changed the title. I changed the title there. One horse wonders. There we go. Save changes.
Not like the songs, one hit wonders. No.
That's right. So, follow us on X. Here's the X down there at the bottom. Please subscribe, like, hit, ring the bell, subscribe on Capital Sports. You're watching there. I know we are live on Facebook. We are live on Knights of Capital Sportsnet Facebook. We're live on 3 different YouTube channels. We are live on Twitch, and we are live on 2 different X channels right now. So we are all over the place. And I know from the last couple weeks that we have a lot of people watching. So I've been watching these numbers count out. And we're also new on some different places. You can read all the picks right now. Sports Talk New York Fans, Sports Talk Florida, and hopefully back on Rant Sports next week.
Nice.
We will see about that. So, One Horse Wonders. We started last week. First of all, how did we do last week?
Out of the 5 one horse wonder picks we had 3 winners, 1 second and 1 third. One of our best bets was an 8-1 one hit wonder who went off at 9-5 in the first leg of the pick 5 at Gulfstream Park. Won easily. That was a race where they had a $3 million horse that got bet down to 7-5, or maybe even 3-5. But our horse at 8-1 would have been unbelievable, an $18 horse, but still won, still looked good. The other horses paid in between at 540, and another one was our lookout bet, which is a double whammy, Sean, when you get a one horse wonder and a lookout bet combined. That's pretty solid. And that horse won as well, but paid $325. That's the kind of horse you can use in the horizontal bet and single if it looks that good. And we'll talk about that a little bit when we get through our races here, Sean.
And just one thing real quickly here. I'm going to play a little video for you.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Moving on up was one of our one. Who was in the second place for us? Moving on up was in the second spot of our picks, and he won.
Yeah, that's one of those horses where it's like Tar Heel Mom. Like, you're just like, I'm gonna throw $5 on it. $5 across the board or something like this. I forget what it paid. It paid a little bit, I think. It
did. I think it paid like 740, 920, something like that. Yeah. It paid well.
So we're gonna look at once again. If you've been with us, we've been basically counting down to these. The Derby. Obviously, what are we? 8 weeks out? 7 weeks out?
We are exactly, I think 45 days. 45 days out.
45 days out. And basically what that means is for the next 3 Saturdays, it's going to be wall-to-wall action in these big races from basically 5 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time till about 7 o'clock. And you're going to be getting all kinds of coverage on these channels. TVG, obviously. I think once again, I forget who has the Triple Crown. Fox, I believe, right?
Fox or NBC, one of them.
Yeah, I gotta kind of look. I gotta remember that, but I don't want to get
Mhm.
pissed off our guys. I know Fox is very big with the horse racing coverage. So let's jump in here and take a look.
Dive right in.
I have your post on I'm looking at it on Sports Talk New York. To race 7, the Texas Glitter Stakes, and we start off. If you've been watching, sometimes you get the $8,000 claim races. This is not an $8,000 claim race. This is $115,000 5-furlong turf, just outright sprint for a lot of money. It's a big race to be at race 7. So we can jump into that. What kind of what do you like here?
My horse I like in this race, and again, it's 5 furlongs on turf, is the 7 horse, Gabaldon, ridden by Jaramillo. Great jockey, great speed horse jockey. There's other speed in the race. This talented colt, I think, is going to basically not press the pace alone. There'll be other people in front, other horses in front with him. But I think Jaramillo is going to have an opportunity from the 7 post to kind of follow what's going on, have enough under his belt to stay close and maybe be, in the number 2 or number 3 spot. If you look at his 2-back race, 82 Beyer speed figure, speeds volumes. And he also, interestingly enough, broke the maiden in a stakes race at Gulfstream Park. I mean, he came in first in the stakes race, his first race, broke his maiden. Last race came in second. And I think this horse has a great chance.
Yeah, it's 7-5 right now. Probably going to be. I mean, you're not going to really bet him down that much, but there's not a lot of horses in the race as well. So
only 7 horses, yeah only 7. He's in the outside post. There's another horse in there that's 2-1. So another horse 4-1. So yeah, you're going to just look for a horse to take a stand on, whether it's in horizontal bets or if you're doing an exacta where you're keying a horse on top, something like that. Not the best race for value. So yeah, but that's the horse I like the best, Sean.
Yeah, but let's money is money here. So if you're winning,
money is money.
I'm not, exactly. Race 8, 4:20 Eastern time, claiming 10,005 furlongs, same distance. This one is on synthetic.
Yes.
So I see there's the same thing. I mean, there's a couple of horses here that are really same kind of odds. Looking
more
at
odds, low odds, 3-1, 2-1, 5-2,
5-2, 4-1, 9-2, with the 4 horses that basically the favorites or whatever you want to call them. So which one are you jumping on here?
Well, I fell on the number 2 horse. He's 3-1. Right now is the morning line. At 5 furlongs on Tapeta, synthetic, or turf, 5 furlongs, tough to pass horses. This horse knows how to pass horses at a short distance, and he's getting Edgar Zayas for the first time, which is big. Edgar Zayas is one of the best short sprint jockeys there is, especially on a horse that knows how to pass horses, and this horse has already proved it. He's 4 for 11 on Tapeta. 4 for 11 is pretty solid. And the only small caveat, which I don't mind, he's 0 for 3 at the distance. He runs more at 5.5 furlongs. But getting Zayas on for the first time, I look at that as a wild card. And that's why I give this horse a big heads up to win this race, Sean.
We go race 9, 450, optional claiming $25,000. This 1 1/16 mile on turf. So back to the turf. So you got turf, synthetic, turf, synthetic, turf. And then I
in that sequence, yeah.
Yeah. So they're going back and forth and stuff like that. I mean, but race 9 here. Looking at some of these odds, I noticed, I'm looking at this here.
There's prices in this race. There's value, as we say. There's value in this race, big time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of looks like pretty good horses, up around 8-1, 10-1. And looking at what you wrote here on Sports Talk New York, one of the ones you like is 10-1. Which one is your one horse wonder?
Yeah, I love the 7-horse Without a Cause. He's in a strong barn. Mark Cassie's been having a great meet, riding, putting winners out there often. It's the second time racing at Gulfstream Park. Dylan Davis, again, one of the jockeys who's staying in Florida. Many of the jockeys have gone to Fairgrounds for the Derby prep race there. Dylan Davis is staying back there. He's riding on this horse. And while there is other speed in the race, I think this is the speed of the speed. He's not what we would look at as cheap speed based on his pace, his time form pace figure, as well as the fact that Dylan Davis knows how to dole out fractions. A lot of times they'll say a jockey has a timer in his head. Well, he'll know if the horse up front is looking at blowing out a 21 second or under 21 second quarter. He's not going to try and stay with that horse, especially if it's a cheap horse. He'll hold his own right in that first group and stick very close to him. And when he needs to turn the speed on, he'll do it. So at 10-1, I will take that all day with Dylan Davis getting 10-1. You're not going to see that very often. So I would definitely jump on that horse.
So race 10 here, 520, claiming 35,000, sponsored by the Military Industrial Complex. We have number 5, Running Rocket, number 6, Power Attack, number 8, Highly Flammable, and number 9, Banded Rocket. And all those horses are 6-1, 6-1, 9-2, 9-5. So those are the 4 horses that have the best odds here. I find that pretty interesting. Two rocket races, and
that is interesting.
And I see that you have one as your lookout bet. So which one is going to run out like a rocket and get out of the game?
I'm hoping that's the number 5, Running Rocket. His Maury line is 9-5. This horse loves Tapeta, loves Gulfstream Park. Clearly, his best races are on synthetic. If you look back to the last 3 times he's raced on synthetic, he's going back and forth from turf to synthetic. Junior Alvarado jumps on, another jockey who's staying home at Gulfstream Park. He jumps on for Brian Lynch. Brian Lynch, another trainer, having a good meet down there in Gulfstream Park, working out like he's ready to fire a big one. Yeah, again, 9-5, but money is money. I think this horse is my best bet, and that's why we attached both the One Horse Wonder label and the Lookout Bet label, Sean. So let's keep an eye on that horse, brother.
Yeah, and you just if you're tuning in now, obviously we have the show on Saturday as well at 12:30. But just remind me on Saturday, I'd like to ask you about the 7-pound apprentice that's going to be on Jolly Boss. And
Micah Husbands, yeah,
as you pick as a wild card. So just talk. I'm gonna ask you about why that's important to
I want to talk about that because Micah Husbands already won some races today at Gulfstream Park, so he's an up and coming jockey. But we'll do, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure you tune in on Saturday, and wherever you're watching it here, you can watch it there. Race 11, 552. Main special weight, 94,000, 1 1/16 mile turf race. How about this? We got another rocket in this race. Man, I don't know what's going on. Horse 1, Weaponized. The Grim Reaper, number 5. Buzz Rocket, number 7. I don't know what they're trying to tell us here.
I don't know what's going on, but you're right, Sean. That's pretty crazy, man.
Maybe, as I see all the carrier groups heading over to the Middle East, maybe they're trying to tell us something. But I see, there's a couple horses there. You talk about one that showed tremendous fight in his last start, and then you got a Jersey jockey on one of the other ones. So which one is your one horse wonder here?
Well, again, I'm looking towards Dylan Davis on the 7, Buzz Rocket, a 6-1 morning line. Again, Dylan Davis at 6-1, always a great thing to see. Gets a much better post this time. The last time out, he was maroon in post 12. But, in maiden races, when you can pass horses, especially mile and 16th, this horse was marooned in post 12, fought very hard to the wire. Watch that race. He lost by 9 lengths, but he had to work so hard to get where he needed to be. Came in second and lost by 9 lengths, but had to work so hard to get where he needed to be and still fought right down to the wire. If you watch that replay, it's pretty cool. So Jose D'Angelo gives the mount to Dylan Davis. If you haven't sensed this theme already, besides the Rockets and all the other elements that Sean mentioned, you're also getting a sense that Dylan Davis is on my radar big time this weekend.
So now we go to the Derby races. We have 2. Jeff Ruby at Turfway. That goes off at 6:25. The Fairgrounds at race 12. That goes off at 6:42, both Eastern time. That's Louisiana Derby. We'll talk about the Jeff Ruby Stakes first. And it looks like we have some, there's some interesting odds because, I see, in your story, you talked about one specific horse, Final Gambit, who's 10-1. When these odds came out, he was Final Gambit, by the way, another war term, 50-1, and has been, down to 10-1. I find that pretty interesting. So he's getting a lot of play there. So, which one do you like?
Well, again, this is an interesting race in that it's being raced on Tapeta. Not the surface that the Derby is being raced on, but this horse, number 4, Final Gambit, is Brad Cox's only entrance. So Brad Cox obviously feels very strongly about this horse. It is being ridden by Luan Machado, a very good jockey, underrated jockey, but with a history of running well on horses who have a closing kick. There's a lot of speed in this race. I mean, Posta is going to be a favorite. There's other speed that might make him work hard. I really like this horse, Final Gambit, the 4 horse. Has a good post, great jockey. Brad Cox is only entrant in this race, so I like that horse a lot, Sean.
Okay, and we go over to the Fairgrounds for 6:42. So, last week I see, 5 o'clock. So basically this one's going to be 6 o'clock to 7:30, really 6 to 7. You're going to have these races back to back. If you're watching TVG or wherever you watch it, I know we have some people watching in England and stuff, and they're watching at the bookies. So there's some pretty good horses. Obviously, it's a 100-point Derby race. So there's some pretty good horses in this. And one of them is we talked about this one who jumped off a horse last week, got scratched last week to come to this race, correct?
Yeah. I believe that. I can't remember the name of the horse.
John Hancock, correct?
Yeah. Well, they scratched John Hancock out of the Derby prep race last week to
target this
horse
one,
into
correct?
this race. Yes, into the Louisiana Derby. That's the number 1 horse, John Hancock, 7-2, probably the morning line favorite. Number 6, Built, another horse that, again, there's lots of familiar names in this race, like you mentioned, Sean. That horses that people are going to migrate to if they're not real familiar with racing and some of the issues going on in terms of what horses are running well, what aren't. Those names pop out to you. But the horse I like, again, very interesting horse, number 2, Chunk of Gold, being ridden by Jareth Loveberry, a good jockey down in Fairgrounds, trained by who? Ethan West. Again, good trainer, doesn't have a name recognition of Todd Pletcher, Brad Cox, et cetera, but he beat Built last time out and had a horrendous trip if you watch the race. His last out, again, this is a dirt race. It's not a Tapeta race. I don't think he knew or cared how much he cost because he was bought, Sean. This horse was purchased for $2,500. That's unbelievable.
$2,500 in 3 starts. Already won $150,000. He's got 1 first and 2 seconds in 3 career starts.
Yeah. So made his money back for the connections, but they obviously feel strongly about him running in this race. Again, if you like to watch replays, which I do like to watch, you watch the trip he had in the last race where he beat Built, ran really well, came in second. He was 43-1 then in that race and came in second. I don't think, the connections are going to light a fire under anybody where they're going to, run to the windows to bet this horse. But I think this horse has a big chance. And the way these races have been playing out, favorites have been falling by the wayside all over the place in these Derby prep races. So I hope it happens again in this race, Sean. But again, I really like the number 2, Chunk of Gold.
He had a rough start last time, and he had to check heading into the stretch. And he beat. He finished ahead of Bill Basketball, America Promise, Render Judgment, East Avenue. I think all those horses are most
on the Derby Trail. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So, reading Horse Racing Nation, they love this horse in that race. They call him they call him a live long shot, and they actually pick him to win the race as well.
They picked Chunk of Gold.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh wow!
They say he's going to go off. Maybe he's going to go off. Probably close to 8-1, and they let I tried. I tried to look at it with some of these multiple sites, but they like that horse a lot. I mean, obviously they talk a lot about John Hancock, but
well, again, that John Hancock's has blazing speed. He's on the rail. He's going to get out, but there's other horses that are going to go with him. Some of the other horses that are going to go with John Hancock are not. They're cheap horses. They can run for a half a mile. Put up a 22 and a 44-second quarter. So. If those horses push John Hancock, it really sets up for what I think is a great closer who showed he's got closing ability, but had a horrendous trip. And if you didn't see that replay, watch it. And Jareth Ludbury is another underrated jockey who I think has a big chance in this race, Sean. So let's look forward to that on Saturday.
And just look, This is the one horse runners are really talking about, one horse per race on Saturday. Come back out. If this is the first time you're watching, I know we have a good amount of viewers here watching. If this is the first time you're watching this, if you're live on X or wherever you're watching, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, please come back on Saturday at 12:30. We will go much more in depth into these races. Obviously, there's going to be some scratches tomorrow and Saturday morning. So
sure.
Make sure you're
happens every day.
Make sure you're up to date with all the information, and go check out Sports Talk Florida. Go check out Sports Talk New York Fan. Go check out Ranch Sports, and soon you'll be able to watch us right on there as well.
Cool.
So, but anyway, I'm going to shut this off before I keel over from bronchial spasms here. But thanks for watching, and make sure you check out. We got a brand new closing thing here as well. So
all right, Sean, great job, man. I'll see you Saturday, brother.
All right.